Engines aren't built to die young, but most do, because of lazy habits, skipped maintenance, and tiny mistakes that quietly stack up. Riders blame the machine, the weather, the roads. But here's the truth. The difference between 30,000 and 300,000 isn't luck or money. It's 15 simple habits you either build or pay the price for. Number 1. Don't hold clutch at every red light. Some riders keep the clutch pulled in for every stop, thinking they're staying ready. But over time, this adds wear to clutch plates, springs, and the cable itself. The better move? Shift to neutral at longer stops, but only when you've checked your rear for traffic. The Motorcycle Safety Foundation recommends staying in gear only when you need a quick getaway, like at the front of a lane. Otherwise, release the tension. Long-term riders with 200,000 plus miles usually have one thing in common. They don't cook their clutches at every intersection. Number 2. Don't skip valve clearance checks. Silence can be deadly. If your valves get too tight, they don't fully close. That burns the valve seats, lowers compression, and eventually causes engine failure. But here's the twist. Tight valves don't make noise. They go quiet. So the "my bike sounds fine" excuse? Totally unreliable. Modern motorcycles typically need a valve check every 15,000 to 26,000 miles. Ignore that, and the damage adds up silently. One rider on a Yamaha Tracer skipped his first valve service and blew a valve at 38,000. The rebuild cost him $1,400. Another, who followed the schedule religiously, cleared $240,000 on original heads. Coincidence? Not a chance. Check out the description if you want to grab these tools, and also my own secret tools that I personally use on my motorcycles. Number 3. Use a torque wrench on everything you touch. Over-torqued drain plugs, under-torqued axle nuts, stripped threads. These destroy parts long before they wear out. Most bolts on motorcycles are installed into aluminum, and that material is soft. A drain plug that should be torqued to 15 foot-pounds will crack your crankcase if you muscle it tight by hand. A good torquey wrench costs $40 and prevents thousands in damage. Every high-mileage rider knows, snug isn't safe, spec is. You'll find the correct torque values in your service manual. Use it. Because once a thread is stripped, it's machine shop time, and that gets expensive fast. Habit number 4. Don't skimp on oil quality or change intervals. Oil isn't just a lubricant, it's your bike's lifeblood. Cheap oil breaks down faster, fails under heat, and leaves behind carbon that sticks to piston rings, cam lobes, and clutch plates. Your oil filter can't catch sludge that forms inside passages. Want your bike to see 300,000 miles? Stick with motorcycle-specific oil. Look for JASOMA2 spec. Change it every 3,000 miles and never reuse old oil, just one more time. Studies show engine wear increases 2.5 times beyond 5,000 miles on most bikes. One rider who hit 280,000 on a VFR 800 swore by early oil changes and full synthetic. No tricks, just consistency. Number 5. Clean and lube. Your chain, every 300 to 500 miles. Your chain doesn't just power your wheel, it protects your gearbox and output shaft. When neglected, it stretches, grinds sprockets, and adds load to the transmission. After just 500 miles, grime from the road builds up like sandpaper between links. Without cleaning and lube, friction increases, which also robs you of fuel economy and torque. Clean every 300 to 500 miles or immediately after rain. Use a proper O-ring safe cleaner, a brush, and follow up with chain lube while the chain's still warm. It takes 10 minutes. A chain failure at speed? Costs more than a tow. It could total your ride. Number 6. Don't skip air filter maintenance. Your air filter is your engine's only defense against dust, sand, and microscopic grit. A dirty filter means less airflow, higher fuel consumption, and hotter combustion. That's a fast lane to valve damage, ring wear, and loss of compression. Inspect it every 5,000 miles for road bikes. Off-road? Check it every ride. One CRF owner posted photos of a filter turned gray after 2 dusty weekends, ran lean, and toasted the top end. Don't wait for a warning light. Clean it, or replace it if clogged. It's a $15 part that saves your $1,500 engine. Number 7. Clean electrical connectors and ground points. Yearly. Corrosion creeps in silently. One day your starter button works. The next day, click. Nothing. Most of the time, it's not a dead battery, it's a dirty ground or corroded connector. Every 12 months, unplug your critical connections ECU, battery leads, fuses, ignition, spray them with contact cleaner, and apply dielectric grease. This habit prevents shorts, false dash warnings, and hard starts. On bikes that hit 200K plus, you'll find that consistent riders treat wiring like fuel, essential, invisible, and easily ignored, until it's too late. If these 7 habits are already saving you headaches, imagine what the next 8 could save. Tap that subscribe button now. You'll thank yourself when your engine still purrs at 300,000 miles. Number 8. Flush your brake fluid. Every 2 years, minimum. Brake fluid absorbs moisture over time, reducing stopping power and corroding everything from calipers to ABS sensors. And if it boils, you lose braking altogether. .4 and .5.1 fluid are hygroscopic, meaning they suck moisture from air, even with the cap on. If you ride in rain, humidity, or use your brakes heavily, flush them yearly. Use a moisture tester if needed. Riders who skip this habit end up with seized calipers, warped rotors, or spongy levers, costing hundreds to fix. Brake failure isn't a maybe, it's when. Number 9. Always let the engine warm up before riding hard. You don't need to idle forever. But those first 1 to 3 minutes matter more than you think. Cold oil is thick. It doesn't reach all components fast enough. Starting the engine, letting it idle for 30 to 60 seconds, then riding gently for 5 to 10 minutes helps expand parts evenly and lubricate bearings. Revving hard when cold increases piston slap, uneven heat expansion, and premature wear. One BMW mechanic said, "Cold start abuse is the #1 cause of top-end rebuilds under 50,000. You want your engine to last? Treat it like it needs time to wake up too." Number 10. Never ignore coolant health or radiator cleaning. Coolant doesn't last forever. Over time, it turns acidic and starts eating aluminum, starting with the water pump and moving into the cylinder head. Flush your system every 2 years, or every 24,000 miles, and use only distilled water and motorcycle-safe coolant. If your radiator fins are clogged, your coolant isn't doing its job. Bent fins block airflow and trap heat. One V-Strom owner saved a $1,000 head gasket job by replacing his brown coolant and straightening his radiator fins. If you ever see white steam or a spike in temp, even for a few seconds, you're overdue. Thermal stress compounds fast. Keep it clean and cool. Number 11. Never ignore chain alignment. Marks. Your chain isn't just tension sensitive, it's angle sensitive. If your rear axle is even slightly misaligned, it causes the chain to rub, bind, and wear unevenly. That increases drag, kills sprockets, and causes chain slap. Don't trust the tick marks alone. Use a straight edge or chain alignment tool if possible. Misalignment as small as 2 millimeters can reduce chain life by 30%. One long-distance iron butt rider shared he replaced chains every 20,000 miles until he started checking alignment every tire swap. Now, 35,000 plus miles per chain. Number 12. Let the fuel pump prime every time. Turn the key, wait 2 seconds, then start the engine. That's how long your fuel pump needs to fully pressurize the injectors. Riders who jab the start button immediately are shortening the life of their pump and risking poor cold starts. Modern EFI bikes rely on steady pressure. Constant dry starts burn out the pump's motor and starve your engine on ignition. A replacement pump? $250 to $500 depending on the bike. 2 seconds of patience adds years to its life. Every serious long-haul rider knows this and respects the prime. Number 13, ride it or store it right. Bikes that sit for weeks or months without prep are magnets for problems. Ethanol in fuel absorbs moisture, batteries lose charge, and seals dry out. If you're not riding for more than 2 weeks, use fuel stabilizer, disconnect or trickle charge the battery, inflate the tires fully, and cover it properly. Long-term riders say, either ride it weekly or store it like you won't touch it for 6 months. The worst mileage killers are the ones who kind of ride it once a month. Commit to the habit or commit to repairs. Number 14, wash the underside, not just the paint. Most riders clean the tank, seat, and wheels, but skip under the swing arm, belly pan, or forks. That's where salt, grime, and chain lube mix into corrosive sludge. Left alone, it eats your linkage bearings, rusts fasteners, and damages radiator mounts. Spray underbody areas lightly with degreaser and rinse with low-pressure water. Do this monthly or more if you ride in rain. A 300,000-mile engine is worthless on a rusted-out frame. Preservation happens where no one's looking. Number 15. Ride smooth. Not slow, not aggressive, just smart. Riding hard doesn't kill a bike. Riding jerky does. Aggressive throttle roll-ons, hard downshifts, and late braking stress every component from the clutch to suspension. Smooth riders shift at optimal RPMs, roll on the throttle evenly, and avoid panic inputs. Why does that matter? Because it reduces wear on drivetrain components, bushings, tires, and even fork seals. One Gold Wing rider averaged 80,000 per set of fork seals. Another burned through 3 sets by 60,000. Same bike, different rider behavior. Smooth isn't slow, it's surgical. It's what keeps bikes alive long after their sticker date says they're done. Bonus habit. Log everything. Maintenance memory is unreliable. Logging oil changes, brake flushes, chain adjustments, tire swaps, even fuel economy, gives you a blueprint of your bike's health. Riders who document every change know when things are off before disaster hits. One rider noticed his MPG dropped 10%, tracked it back to a sticking caliper before it overheated the rotor. Logging your mileage, maintenance, and riding conditions takes 5 minutes, but saves thousands.